All right, everybody. As you can tell, I am sick. I've been fighting tonsillitis for the last 5 days. It started on Monday. It just came out of nowhere and hit me real hard. I spent yesterday basically doing nothing but sleeping and taking medicine. But my voice seems to be a bit better. It doesn't hurt so much today. So I'm going to try and get through this news and views, and hopefully we'll be well enough tomorrow. Keep checking my Facebook wall for the members vid chat. But the Nefarium, needless to say, doesn't stop simply because you have tonsillitis. So they've been busy. You've all heard. I know that you want me to comment about the sudden death of the founder of RT, Russia Today. And it was a toss up. It was either do that or this story. I decided to go with this story, and I'll try and blog about the death of the Russia Today founder this coming week. But this one's good because it's the it's the end logic of the mercantilist policies that the GMO food industry and the companies like Monster Santo and Syncruda, as I like to call them, it's the end logic of their mercantilist policies. These companies, let's just face it and be honest, in my opinion, these companies want total control over all of your food and ultimately, I suspect, over human life processes and DNA itself. Um, there's no doubt in my mind that these companies are wicked. They need to be stopped and highly regulated, and a lot of their executives need to be asked some very hard questions. Some very hard questions need to be put to them. This is an article that appeared. It's by Christina Sarich. This appeared in Nature's News. I'll link it for you on the news and views. The title and headline says it all. Syngenta now patenting natural foods with no GM biotechnology. And I want to read a couple of paragraphs here to you because uh, they contain, to my mind, the kernel of what's really going on here. She says, quote, Monsanto already attempted to patent a non-GM tomato. Now Syngenta has tried to patent natural foods, even though in Europe non-GM plants cannot be patented by law. The company obtained the rights to patent a pepper strain, which has been developed arguably over millions of years. Using smart breeding, not genetic modification technology, Syngenta obtained a patent from the European Office of Patents for a strain of pepper that is high yielding and resistant to pests. But this occurred naturally through time, through the genius of Mother Nature, not the biotech industry. Since Syngenta now owns the patent, though, you can't grow this pepper without their permission. This also means that if their patented pepper strain should cross-pollinate with your peppers, you could be held liable in court for growing a proprietary secret. Smart breeding is a conventional plant growing technique which identifies desirable genes in the plant's DNA, and then this plant is crossbred with other plants to give them these desirable qualities like high yields or resistance to bugs or drought. There is nothing about this process that is proprietary to Syngenta. It has been used by farmers for millennia through the simple observation of their crops. Now, let me stop. That's what I wanted to get at. This is, in fact, an effort since the GMO industry has come under such fire. In my opinion, this is their response. They realize that the normal process of breeding certain traits into or out of plants through normal agronomical practice, which, as this lady has pointed out, has been the practice of farmers for millennia. They're now going after that whole process. They want to control something that has not been subject to patent law for millennia. And I'll tell you what, folks, what needs to be done. Every single farmer in the entire world needs to take out class action suits against these companies and put them out of business for these types of practices. Because when you're starting to patent the very process itself that farmers all over the world have been using without any complaint, this is nothing but a power play, and it needs to be stopped cold in its tracks. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about this one. Syncreta, you should be ashamed of yourself. If this is indeed true and this is what you're up to, then you need to be ashamed of yourself and you need to be out of business. And the same goes to Monster Santo and any other company that wants to patent a process that has been in use. You need to establish your jurisdiction over. You need to establish that you're the ones that invented this process in the first place in order to maintain your patent. And obviously, the answer to that is no. So if the courts and patent offices are this corrupt, folks, if things are this corrupt in the world, then there is fast approaching a time when, if the institutions will not respond in a rational, normal fashion to what is apparent to all of us, then non-institutional methods ultimately will have to be used. This is just, to my mind, incredible, folks, and it's a sign that really nothing is going to draw a halt to these corporations other than pointing out the irrationality, the galloping, unregulated pride of these corporations and institutions like it. Farmers of the world need to band together and put a stop to this. And it's time for the BRICS nations, it's time for Russia, China, India, Brazil to step up to the plate and put pressure on these companies and stand up for the farmers' rights uh, around the world. This unreal, folks. All I can say is it's unreal. And you'll have to understand, folks, I'm going to end my news and views early today because of my voice situation. It is still painful to talk. I'm trying to get rid of this tonsillitis. I suspect it's viral tonsillitis rather than bacteriological. So I've been taking gobs of stuff. I feel way better today than I did yesterday, but I do have to call an early quit to today's news and views from the Nefarium. Please, if you're counting on the members vid chat, please keep an eye on my Facebook page. I will let you know if I am planning to cancel it if this comes back and gets worse. But anyway, that's it for today's news and views from the Nefarium. Bad news from the world of IG Farben Santo and Syncreta and all of the other run amok, power mad GM agribusiness corporations. Unreal, folks. That's all I can say. Unreal. We'll see you on the flip side, and God bless.